So we talked about how to graph a line in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, but how do we graph it when it's not in that form, like in standard form? Well, my biggest solution is just convert it into the form we like and then go for it, okay? So let's do that. We've already talked about how to do converting between this form into slope-intercept form, so let's combine those two. Let's marry those two and let's get at it, see what happens, okay? So remember how we convert these. All we do is we get the y by itself. So we're trying to get this letter by itself. So let's do that by taking away the 10x first. And again, like I always say, I like to write this a special way. You can say 15 minus 10x, but then it's not in that same order that slope-intercept form is. So what I like to do is I like to write as negative 10x plus 15, because that's a positive 15. And now this is equal to that negative 3y. And just like I did before, let's divide by negative 3. And this is where, again, people get a little tripped up. They get a little mad here because then they say, okay, I got my y by itself. That's fantastic. I'm going to write my answer right in front of my face. Now, how do we write this? So let's think about it for a second. Well, remember we divide. I did one like this before where we divided everything out. So now you could say negative 10 over negative 3, but let's be smart about this. What do two negatives make? Positive. So positive 10 over positive 3x. Remember how I talked about the x could be here, right here where the 10 is, or it could be off to the side. I kind of like it off the side like this. And then 15 divided by negative 3 is negative 5, okay? So that right there is our equation in slope-intercept form. So let's recap of what this would mean. This is my slope, right? Rise over run, and that's my y-intercept, okay? Let's go ahead and convert this one right here into slope-intercept form too. So how do we do this? Well, let's move this x over, just like kind of how we did up here before. Now, again, I'm not going to write 3 minus x, okay? I'm writing negative x plus 3 equals negative y. Now, if there's not a number there, what's the number always there? It's always a 1, right? So let's divide by negative 1. Now you may say, well, how am I supposed to divide this by negative 1? What happens is, when you divide these things by negative 1, what happens is the signs just switch. So this turns into y, let me write this over here, actually, I'm running out of room there. Y equals, the negative 1s and right there kind of cancel out, so it's just x, 3 divided by negative 1 is negative 3. Look at how easy that one looks. It's kind of pretty straightforward. You could have actually added the y over, then took away the 3. But sometimes people don't see it like that, okay? So now let's go for it. Let's actually graph both of these, okay? So now, I'm not going to write out the whole thing like I've been doing, but I'm going to say it. Remember, this right here is our slope, right? Rise over run. So that means it goes up 10 and to the right 3. This is our y-intercept, negative 5. So it crosses the y-axis at negative 5. So let's do that first. Like I always say, I always do the y-intercept first. So here's my 0, right? Here's in the center. Let's go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right here. So we're going to draw a point right here for our y-intercept, okay? Boom. That's taken care of. Now, how do we figure out the slope? Remember I said it's up 10, right 3. So let's go up 10. It's going to be a bit of a hefty thing to write down. So let's make sure, let's be patient with it, okay? So starting right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Whew. And then right 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Apologize for the slight overlapping in certain areas, but I still did my counting right. I sincerely hope I did. Let me count on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 1, 2. Oh, we did it beautifully. Now we just connect the dots and we are happy. And if you draw a straighter line than me, congratulations. All right, now let's do the other one. This one's actually a lot simpler. Now, I did this one because remember, there's not a number in front of the x, but what's the number there? A 1, right? So think of that as a rise, and I'm going to write this kind of above it, of 1 over 1. This is our rise. That's our run. I didn't do it for this one because this one should be fairly self-explanatory, but just in case, rise over 10, which is our 3. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble today. Over 3, our run, okay? Make sure you pay attention to that when we're doing it, okay? So now, let's do the y-intercept first. So negative 3 is kind of where we start. So I'm going to kind of just overlay this one on top of it. I hope it doesn't get too crazy confusing. So we're going to start in the, I'm going to try to erase these lines actually because I feel like it's going to be a little too much to look at right there. Yes, it looks a little bit better. There we go. So let's go see. Negative 3 is our y-intercept. So again, start in the middle right here. We're going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. There's our point. There's our starting point. There's our y-intercept. And I said starting point because that actually is the starting point in some rules. All right, so now, I'm going to make that a little thicker down here. All right. Now, the rise is 1, right 1, okay? This is pretty simple to do. Ready? We go up 1, boom, right 1, boom. I did a super crazy circle there for some reason. And then we draw a line connecting those 2 points. Again, apologize for my not straightness of the line and how thick some of these things are. But the idea still stands. It turns into the same thing we've been doing before, right? So that's how we graph things that are not in standard form, or sorry, not in slope-intercept form. We make it in a slope-intercept form, then we go for it. That's how we graph about every line there is.